Hey there, super sober heroes. It's your host, Sober Steve, the podcast guy. And before we jump into today's episode, I want to take a brief moment to ask for your help to shape the future of Gay A. Over the years, this podcast has grown and evolved as I've grown in my sobriety. And recently, I've been investing wild amounts of time, money, and energy to find ways to level up this podcast so it can get heard by the people who need to hear it. I want to take a brief moment to check in with all of you, though, to see what you love about the current show and what could be better as I'm growing and moving forward. In the show notes is a 3 to 5 minute survey for you to complete. I kindly ask that you pause this episode and take the time to complete it if you haven't already. You are kind enough to give me 20 to 40 minutes of your time each week when you listen to these episodes, and I want to make sure it's time well spent. So please let your voice be heard. Thanks, SoberPod, and enjoy the show. Hey there, super sober heroes. It's your host, Sober Steve, the podcast guy, here with another special bonus episode for you. I hinted at it recently, but I had the opportunity at a huge community queer event to get the chance to interview people about what diversity means to them. And so while it's not specifically sober, so I'm not using this as a Thursday episode where I promise that you get sober stories every Thursday. You will still get that Thursday, this coming Thursday, with Alex from LGBTQ Mindfulness, and it's going to be an amazing episode. But in the meantime, you get the chance to hear what diversity means to a whole bunch of queer people, and it's really awesome and inspiring and uplifting. And it's short. This should be a really quick 11, 12, 13-minute episode, just filling your cup a little bit with some gratitude about the diversity in our community. And even though you might not be in my local community of Sarasota, I feel like this is a great representation of what diversity means to the queer community right now as a snapshot in 2024 in general. Now, as you're listening, my friends, please keep in mind that this was in a huge auditorium with hundreds of people, and you might not be able to hear that because of the podcasting magic that I worked, but because of all the magic that it took, it was a very powerful spell that was required to mute hundreds of people talking in the background and at times performers performing in the background. Working that magic did at times affect the integrity of people's voices. So if you know the person and they don't necessarily sound specifically like they always do, or if one or two of the words sound a little bit funny, please just have some grace, because this was an amazing event with a lot of great shares in a very loud space. And in order to enjoy it properly, I feel like this is the best listening experience for you, the listeners I love so well. So enjoy, and I will see you on Thursday for our normal episodes. Starting us off is my pastor, Pastor Dan from Harvest. Here we go.
Diversity is the most divine, godly idea. For me, diversity means that no one will ever be othered. As we celebrate and make diversity the most important part of the fabric of our communities and nation, it means that none of us will ever be othered again. And even if you're a white, straight male like me, every single one of us at one point or another in our life has felt other. Whether in middle school or elementary school, we've been the kid on the playground nobody wanted to play with at least once. Well, for some people, every day feels like that. Why can't we come together and celebrate diversity so no one will ever feel othered again?
Hi, I'm Logan. Diversity to me is a little bit of everybody. It's just who you are, and your uniqueness makes you you. And people should love you for who you are. There's no need to ignore people or forget people. Just treat them like you want to be treated. Treat yourself with love. Treat them with love. I run a podcast about living with an alcoholic, called Living with an Alcoholic. If you ever want to check me out, learn a little bit of diversity about that. Take care of yourselves.
I'm Tom Edwards, Sarasota County School Board member. What diversity means to me is leveraging everyone to their highest values and optimizing their strengths so they feel welcome and included. It's in order to form a more perfect human.
Hi, my name is Molly Saunders, and I'm the program manager at Also You. Diversity to me means seeing the world how it is now and imagining how it could be. Because when we celebrate what makes us different and what makes us unique individuals, that's how we learn how to be truly human.
My name is Merle, and when I think of diversity, I think of the divine. I'm a nature girl, and anytime I go out into nature, diversity is so clearly God's idea. All the colors, all the different types of birds, the different types of trees, the textures. I'm always inspired by diversity in nature.
Hi, this is Patty, and I love this question. Diversity means basically I include everybody as a human being. Diversity, inclusion, equity all have similar meanings, but the bottom line is humanity is what it really means. Everybody. No prejudice, no bias, no bigotry. Thank you.
To me, diversity is all about inclusion and representation. So I grew up not really seeing a lot of people that look like me being represented in movies and media and all of the things, even cartoons growing up. And now seeing as the world is kind of understanding that diversity means something big, I really appreciate the inclusion that I'm seeing, and it's really healing my inner child. So diversity to me means representation, and representation matters.
My name is India, and diversity to me means I realize my place in the universe, and I guess I appreciate yours too. I enjoy getting as many perspectives as possible.
My name is Tim Stork, and I ran 180 Skate as skateboard outreach. To diversity for me is including everybody and just getting everybody out there together and showing people that everyone is loved, and that's what we try to do here at Skateboard.
My name is Emily Deming. I'm a clinical psychologist who works a lot with families and helping people in the LGBTQ+ community just understand what it means to be them and embrace all the wonderful things. And so I think diversity just really means to me that we are all different, and you don't have to understand deeply what everyone else's differences are, but loving and accepting that there's beauty in difference.
Hi, my name is Dr. Essence Rivers. As a psychologist that is biracial, chronically ill, has ADHD, and is part of the LGBTQ+ community, for me, diversity means that I don't have to choose which identity I want to share with people or highlight, but that I can show up as my full self with all of my identities, and that I still matter, and that I don't need to be ashamed, but that I can really celebrate the parts of me that make me different. Now I get to take joy in helping other people do that as well through ADHD coaching and therapy. So diversity is important for me to get to know people and to love people for their full selves, and also to experience life as my full self.
Hi, my name's Ben Jewel-Flonger, and I'm the Learning and Engagement Director for Embracing Our Differences in Sarasota, Florida. And diversity to me means welcoming everyone to the table, even if you don't agree with one another, even if you don't have the same beliefs, don't come from the same place. You welcome everyone to the table and agree to disagree, but still find a common respect for everyone.
Hi, this is Stephen Martin Bennett. And for me, diversity isn't just about accepting our differences. It's really about embracing our differences and uplifting those that are different than we are. And it's those differences that really make this world so fascinating, because who wants to be normal? Be different. Be you.
Hi, this is Tony Kennedy, the writer and creator of What's Poppin' Penny podcast. And what does diversity mean to you is the question being asked today. Diversity means to me taking what you were nurtured in and loving yourself for the person that you are, and then extending that love to others, regardless of their background, ethnicity, or religion. Coming together is what diversity is all about to me.
My name is Lady J, owner of LJFM Production in Sarasota, Florida. And diversity, what this means to me. The definition is the practice or quality of including or involving people from a range of different social and ethnic background and of different genders, sexual orientations. Equality and diversity should be supported for their own sake. What this means to me, we're all raised in the environmental and societal conditions that we have been. So that's what we know. Sometimes it's hard to wrap your mind around other than what you know to be true. This can only be a learning opportunity to explore that which you might not know or be familiar with, but to come from a place of wanting to include others' experiences as they know them and accept as you would like to be accepted.
This is Neil McCurry with Seacoast Bank. What does diversity mean to me? Diversity means that we live in a community that we can all be proud of, that we respect and love everybody, all of our neighbors, and we wake up every day realizing that it's a better place today than it was yesterday because of the way we've embraced diversity.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. I work for Also Youth, which is a nonprofit that supports queer youth and allied youth. To me, diversity is not just knowing that everybody's different, but truly accepting and recognizing that fact that we're all on our own path. There's a term called Sonder, and it's basically the realization that each person is living their own life exactly as you do. You know, they're going through their own issues, they're going through their own problems, but recognizing fully that we are all different, but we are all the same.
So there we go. That is what diversity means to the people who attended this year's Diversefest 2024 at the Harvest in Sarasota, the best church ever. So if you'd like to get involved in next year's Diversefest or get involved with our community, you can check the Harvest out every Sunday. And if listening to this, you've gotten the podcast bug, or if you participated and you want more of it, just be aware that in addition to having my Gay A Queer and Sober podcast, I also have my Podcasting Badass podcast out right now with podcasting tips and tricks, as well as ways that I can help coach people through podcasting that you could find over at sobersteve.com. So if you're a listener of podcasts, you love podcasts, and you're interested in getting your own started, I can help you along the way. Visit Sober Steve for more information on that. But until then, just stay sober, and I'll see you Thursday for our normal episode, friends.